Good morning, and welcome to another Multilingual Monday. Today we're going to be talking about wait time. Wait time means the time that we as the teachers wait after asking a question before we expect an answer. Even though we know that everyone needs time to process a question that we're asking, the average teacher actually waits less than a full second before either rephrasing the question or answering it themselves. And that doesn't give anyone, and especially our multilingual learners, time to think about what they want to say and process it before they're able to answer. So often we think they can't answer or they don't know, when really they just didn't have the time to fully formulate what they wanted to say. So, how can we fix that? One is to be very intentional about the pause after we ask a question. If you need to count in your head while you're still practicing, that can be helpful because it's always going to feel longer to you because you know the answer you're looking for. You don't have to do the processing in your head because you already did it when you were preparing for the class. They didn't have that opportunity, so they need more time. They say that 5 seconds is good for a question that has a very clear, straightforward answer. However, for an open ended question that requires personal input, that takes more like 10 to 15 seconds, maybe even a little bit longer. So, how can we provide wait time for our students? One thing that I like to do is to tell the students, here's the question, and then I want you to think about it for the next 30 seconds. What would your answer be to this question? What would you say? We're not going to talk. We're not going to say anything. You're not going to raise your hand yet. But I just want you to think for the next 30 seconds about how you would answer this question. And then I time the 30 seconds with the clock or with my watch. Then at the end of those 30 seconds, I say, now I want you to turn and talk to your partner about this question. So now they've had time to formulate their answer and they're getting a chance to practice it in a less stressful environment because they're talking with one person who's sitting next to them. And then we can discuss it as a class. And I think when you put this into practice, you'll see that you have a lot more students being engaged because they've had the opportunity to think and process it themselves. They've had the opportunity to process it with another person, and now they can be comfortable sharing it out loud with the class. So that's something that I like to do to include wait time in my lessons for my students, and it's good for all of our students, not just our multilingual learners. So this week, I want you to think about how can I include wait time intentionally in my classroom when I'm asking questions.